Hello, everyone. It is Finn. I'm coming to you from my bed in Harpers Ferry, West Virginia. If you do not know, William and Mary has been uh, moved to online for the foreseeable future, at least the rest of the semester. I imagine most of you all know this because you are William and Mary students. But because of that, we haven't quite figured out yet how to continue on doing this podcast, which I believe will happen. We just need a little more time to figure out how to do that. But I thought in the meantime I would do a Fool and Fiction episode. This is totally outside of the fiction of the show. There's no way, of course, that we could incorporate the virus into the lore of the show. That would be insensitive and bad. But I thought something that we could do right now that was fun is I could recommend to you some free things you can watch while you are in isolation. The first one I'm going to recommend here is this anime called Mushishi. It's very I don't know if I've talked about it before on the show, but it's sorry, I'm going to mute my phone. It's a very episodic show about it takes place a few hundred years ago, I believe, in this fictional period in Japan. And it's this wandering man named Ginkgo who is a mushishi, which is someone who knows a lot about these creatures called mushi. And what mushi are varies a lot depending on the episode. Like, they've got some common characteristics, but there's a lot of different, like, species of them, I guess. So, he knows a whole lot about them, and they often cause problems for people, or people cause problems for them, or there's a lot of misunderstanding going on. Stuff like that. And he has to kind of go in and settle the disputes. It's kind of similar to The Witcher, in a few ways. Ginkgo is very much like a what is his name? A Geralt kind of character, but he's a lot less kind of I don't know, physical, if that makes sense. He more just kind of like wanders around with his backpack and helps out people. It's more of a kind of it's less of a violent show. At most points, sometimes it does get a little violent, but it's a very kind of soothing, calming atmosphere, I believe. But yeah, the first season is on YouTube officially, from Funimation for free, and the second season is on Crunchyroll, which you can access. You'll just have to see the ads. Or, I mean, you can access it for free on Crunchyroll, but you would have to see ads. But the first season is free on YouTube. Anyway, I really recommend it. It's very, like, kind of fairy tale-ish, sci-fi-ish, sci-fi short story-ish. Every episode makes you think about society and family and all sorts of things. And it's, the big appeal of it to me is how episodic it is. We have really the only returning character we ever see is our main character, Ginkgo. And there's some episodes where he's not even in it. So it's very, its own isolated story in every single episode. So there's no really, like, following threads or getting attached to characters besides our main character. So that's kind of nice. I definitely recommend you check that out. I've been watching it with my dad. It's a fun time. Second recommendation here is a movie on YouTube by Brian Jordan Alvarez, who brought us The Gay and Wondrous Life of Caleb Gallo, called Grandmother's Gold. It's about a group of friends who are facing, like, the economic collapse of the United States. So this is, I don't know if this is something that would be interesting for people during this time, but if you want to see kind of a humorous take on this kind of mini apocalypse, Grandmother's Gold is a great thing for that. They have to they hear that this group of friends hears that one of their grandmothers lives in, like, a valley or like a canyon up in the north of California, so they have to, like, hike up the California coast, but they're all idiots. They all get into little adventures along the way. Jesus Christ makes an appearance. It's very much a shitpost. It's very fun. I really recommend that if you're looking for a kind of humorous spin on something a little bit like the the current situation. But again, I understand if you're just looking for pure escapism, so the rest of the ones I have on my list are that. This next one is just like all the podcasts I recommended on the August 24th bonus episode of the show. Definitely listen to those. Those are great. I won't reiterate, but go back and listen to that episode if you're looking for podcasts. There's a number of streams that are going on Twitch right now that I've really been enjoying. Hank Green and his son Oren are streaming Stardew Valley, which I never seen Stardew Valley before, but it is just like I don't know how to explain the game. It's very, very chill. The music is very chill, and you wander around and you farm and stuff. And Griffin McElroy is streaming Animal Crossing, which has a similar vibe. But both of those I've just been watching a lot of and really enjoying because it's just such a good atmosphere, and it's fun to hear Hank's little kid react to things, and it's fun to hear Griffin McElroy in his personality react to things in Animal Crossing. I think that's the most escapist stuff you can get right now, and it's all really, really good. Bob Ross is streaming on Twitch constantly. There's a non-stop marathon, I believe, still happening. So if you want to watch parts of his show, just go on twitch.tv/Bob Ross and you will find it. It is always a good time. Griffin McElroy and Hank Green are both also on Twitch. I've got all the links for all of these in the in the show notes. And I think Griffin was also streaming on YouTube, where other members of the McElroy family are also streaming things on their McElroy family YouTube account. I know Travis McElroy just did like an hour-long session on making and playing characters in D&D 5e, which I caught a little bit of and enjoyed. So check that out too. Let me actually make a note. I didn't write that down. Other McElroy streams. I am streaming a little bit. Sometimes for some reason I'm just streaming me doing my homework in silence. I guess just in the hopes that someone will pop in and say hi. It'd probably be more advantageous if I just Zoom called people and sat in silence and did homework. I don't know. There's the whole concept of productivity streams. But I'm also streaming Baba Is You every once in a while, which I'm trying to get back into. I used to love that game, and then I just got distracted from it. But I completed my first level in like the semester the other day, and it was a great feeling. But then I was drinking wine, and I got too drunk to complete any more levels. Excuse me. I might also be doing some video editing on my Twitch account, which I've linked in the show notes. And then the last recommendation I have is if you are a William & Mary student or alumni, we are still holding Skiffy, the Sci-Fi Fantasy Club / movie watching club at 9 on Mondays. Just ask me for the Discord and cast links. We are using this program called Cast to stream movies essentially to everyone, and then we're using Discord for the voice chat. And we had a trial run of it this past Monday, and it was a little chaotic, but I think it worked out really well. We watched one of the Snapcube Sonic game fan dubs, the new one, and it was very, very much fun. And now that we're starting to iron out the kinks in the whole process, we're going to host official Skiffies Mondays at 9 on Discord and Cast, and it should be less chaotic and even more fun, and we'll get to watch some more silly movies, maybe some good movies. So that's something you can pop on in and join us with if you are a William & Mary student or alum. That's the word I was looking for, alum. Yeah, those are the only recommendations I've got written down. Everyone, stay safe. Go on a walk if you can. Drink water. Wash your hands. Do some projects if you got any projects. you want to do? One of my friends told me recently she's getting into gardening. But yeah, this is a time we are in, and I think it's important that we are aware and careful, but also that we distract ourselves. So I hope that some of these recommendations will help with that, and hopefully we will see you next week, both Joe and me, or maybe it'll just be me. We will see. Joe's got very bad internet, as you know if you've heard our online versions of the podcast, or versions of the podcast where we're talking to each other via online before. But we'll try and figure out how we can continue doing this going forward. But yeah, stay safe. I will talk to you all later. I'm like leaving a voicemail into the podcast. Incredible. But yeah, I am going to, what am I going to do right now? I am going to probably do some homework. Very exciting stuff. But I'm going to Zoom call my friends, and we are going to sit there and we are going to do homework in silence together, which is much better than doing homework in silence without Zoom calling people. But yeah, hopefully I will record another one of these, maybe with Joe next week. And have fun, everyone.